Hello there and welcome to my ePortfolio, where I showcase a little bit about myself as well as some of the best work that I have completed so far in the Communications and Media program. So in the home page, I've just got a picture with my name, and I share a quote that I resonate with a lot and that I hope to carry out and remember in all of the work that I do. And then I've got a quick link to my Instagram page. In the About Me section, I just have a brief description of myself, what I do for a living, some other interests and skills, and what I hope to do in my work in the future. I also shared a picture that's a little more personable, that showcases a brand that really inspired me to pursue this field. And now I share my resume with some of the work that I have done so far. And then I have an academics and coursework area, and I branch off into the class CM203, and I will begin with the subtopic Successful versus Failing Brands. So here I talk about two brands. I talk about Payless and Coca-Cola, and I just analyze what Payless could have learned from Coca-Cola, how Coca-Cola became the success that it is, and here you can check out the video with some audio. So that's pretty cool. And then I have this page where I talk about creating and persuading with good content. So I really learned a lot from these assignments that I'm about to discuss. I learned what makes content go viral and what defines it as good. I thought of looking at content and thinking about content as a verb and asking myself, what is it doing? So I chose 3 pieces, and I will begin by discussing the campaign screencast. So I talk about how Hillary Clinton incorporated these ideas into making people feel seen, heard, and identified, making them feel connected, like they're actively doing something. And also it just has a nice light air to it as well, which is really refreshing and relatable. And then I analyzed a social movement called Giving Tuesday, which I also talk about similar principles of what made this social movement go viral and what made it good. And similarly, it's making people want to do something. I also, in this case, mentioned good promotion, feeling of connection, humor, and a feeling of being represented. So that is how this social movement became to be popular and how it grew. Then I go on to talk about city branding techniques and how certain cities come up with definitions and content and artwork, like the I Heart New York logo and sign that we see everywhere. That's a form of using good content to persuade and draw people's eyes to come to New York City. In this case, I talked about Boston. I wanted to talk about a city that isn't home. So I talked about how Boston has a lot of sports pride, and they definitely use that to attract tourists, as well as their university and higher education energy, which attracts many tourists. And Airbnb does a great job at utilizing user-friendly content to help people scope out future destinations, and they do a great job at persuading people to come to visit certain cities. And then I talk about race, gender, and sexuality analysis of media. So for this assignment, I actually had a lot of fun. We learned about how dating apps can be unfair and unjust towards some groups of people with different interests, political views, body types, races, ethnicities, genders, etc. And so this was my approach to making a dating app that is fair So I made an algorithm that basically has people match without seeing a picture first, but still on a basis of having something in common, just to remove some biases that people can have when matching with people and finding romance or friendship online. So that was pretty fun. So far, I've enjoyed the class a lot, and I've learned some really key things that will help me continue further into this program. So thank you very much for watching, and have a great day.